Growing up in Warsaw, I was a happy teenager until the war broke out. I had been going to school at Beis Yaakov, which Sarah Shenira had founded for Jewish girls to learn Torah. It was here that my life was shaped for the future. I learned strong values and I knew that this is where I belonged and how I would live my life. My father was an Amshinover Hasid, and every Shabbat some other Hasidim would come over to our apartment to sing Zmirot and study Torah. Even after we were herded into the ghetto with very little food and cramped into a tiny room, my father would find strangers in the street to bring home to study Torah. There was overcrowding and disease such as typhus, and my mother would urge him to be careful of people carrying disease into our home. But he persisted and continued study Torah day and night until we were forced to hide underground. Today, I stand here before you a survivor of the horrors of the Warsaw Ghetto, the gas chambers of Majdanek, the depravity of Auschwitz, and the utter hopelessness of Bergen-Belsen. 75 years later, I stand before you to tell the world that we are here stronger than ever. We, the survivors, emerged from concentration camps, starved, tortured, traumatized, homeless, stateless, broken in body and hopeless in soul. What were we to do? The only thing left to do was to pick up the pieces and move on. And for many years, that meant denial of our painful past. I never spoke of my experiences. I kept them tightly shut in the recess of my mind, hoping they would quieten down and be forgotten. I had the number that was tattooed on my arm in Auschwitz surgically removed. I told my children that the ugly star was from a car accident. I raised a family, built a business, made dinner, went to shul. Normal things that normal people do. And I tried to forget. But the thing about truth is that it too is a survivor. And it was never going to be quietened down, locked away, or forgotten. Truth emerged in the darkness, in the recurrent nightmare that would torment me and traumatize my family. I had an overwhelming fear that my children would be ripped from me by the Nazis, and this was a recurring theme of my ever-present nightmares for many years that caused me to cry out at night. There is a task that I hand to all of you, the children of the future, to attest to the evil that man had done and continues to do, and to bear testimony to the fact that I, as survivor, have triumphed. There is, however, one task I cannot hand over. It is a task that I alone can do. Today, I have to say thank you to someone whom I have never publicly acknowledged. Her name was Rivka. She was 15, a similar age to many of you sitting here today. She was the daughter of my eldest sister, Golda. After the war, only 2 out of the 23 members of my immediate family survived. My niece Roma and I. Roma's father, my brother-in-law, had escaped from Poland during the war and had made his way to Palestine. After my liberation from Bergen-Belsen, the only way for me to legally enter Palestine was to assume the identity of his daughter Rivka, who had perished in Treblinka. And so, on all official documentation, I became Rivka and remain so to this day. The Nazis made sure that nothing remained of Rivka. No childhood room, no precious trinkets, not even a grave. The only thing left was her name, and that she gave to me. I have carried it with me for 75 years, a silent and ever-present reminder of the dead whom I had to live for. If she can hear me, and I believe she can, I want to thank her. I hope the life I have lived has honored her. I also pray that the bridge I've built from one 15-year-old Jewish girl who perished in the darkness to all of you children who live in the light. During my darkest hours, I never lost faith in Hashem. I've always felt that Hashem is with me, then and now. I never close the curtains so that I can wake up each morning and see the sun rising. Happy that Hashem has granted me yet another day. To have a close connection to Hashem is the most important ingredient in living a life with purpose and meaning. I didn't survive because I was better or stronger. I had a purpose. I believed that Hashem was protecting me and guiding me, and I had a strong desire to live. When I came to this country in 1948, after I got married, I had no one, no mother, no sister, no brother, nobody at all. Initially, I felt lonely and isolated, as I didn't even speak the language. But very soon, I realized that I had to move on, not forget, but move forward. And so, as I built a family, I knew that I had to be positive and enjoy every day. And that is how I face life every day, with positivity and joy, with Hashem guiding me. Even now, during the pandemic, I take a walk outside and take a look at Hashem's creations, the mountain, the sea, and the flowers starting to bloom as summer comes along. And I know, please God, that the future will be bright. And so, my advice to you is to go forth in life with Hashem's core values. Be strong and resilient. Face the future with a positive attitude. Work hard. Believe in yourself. And I promise you that Hashem will fulfill all your dreams just as He did mine.